everybody, this is Professor Wagle and welcome back after the spring break. So I just published a few of one of your modules and it has two discussion posts that you have. But I can see it could be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to talk you through it. Before I do that, I just want to make sure you guys are staying safe, you're staying home. There are no classes on campus, so please do not go on campus. Please don't go to crowded bars and restaurants. Stay home. Wash your hands constantly. Use Purell or whatever sanitizers you have. Stay safe. Okay. Now, let's talk about your team project. You all were given a team charter to write before the spring break was over. And most of you did pretty good, but there were some teams where people did not contribute or did not really even respond to some of their teammates, right? This is not an acceptable situation here. And some of the people who have not responded, I'm surprised because you guys were doing your assignments properly. So I do not understand why you would not be involved in your team project. So I have graded your team charters. I haven't published them because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in there, and those who did not contribute to the team charters get a 0. And I know it's a little bit harsh, but it's again, your team charter is a 0. It's like 10% of your total grade. There are some teams which have 2 members or 3 members, right? Especially teams with 2 members, if one person does not contribute, it leaves the one person to do all the work, and it's not fair. So what I'm going to do right now is once I have isolated the members who have not contributed anything to their teams, I am going to give you guys another 2 days. So by Wednesday, if you can get back in touch with your team members and contribute to your team charter, I will let you stay in the team. If you cannot, then I'm going to take you out of your teams, and you are going to be either on your own or you are going to be grouped with the bunch of people who have not contributed to their teams. That would mean you would be with people who are not of your major. It will be kind of a hodgepodge of different majors, and you guys would be working together. This creates a few potential problems down the line because if you are not contributing to people you are already set in teams with, I don't see you guys doing that work in a different team. What that means is the rest of the semester, your major projects, major assignments, a major portion of your grade is teamwork assignments. And if you are not doing those, you will either fail this class or you will get a very low grade. The project you have to do in the next 3 weeks is relatively easy. If you are in different groups, you can still do it. But the last project you will do in this class, the employment outlook report, it becomes easier if you are in the same major groups, because you are going to do a outlook report on the majors and the careers that you guys are going to do. So if you are not contributing to those, then it becomes a little bit harder for you to do that last project, which is a significant portion of your grades. So before I start reassigning your groups, I want you guys to reach out to your teammates. Reach out to them and let them know you are all in, you want to contribute, and go in and finish your team projects. So after this lecture, after I posted this lecture, I'm going to go in and give you guys, those who haven't contributed, a 0 on your team charter. But if you guys contribute to it, if you guys go in and reach out to your teammates and show me that you can work in a team, I will remove that grade for you guys and give you 100. So people who have submitted the team charter, those whose names are on the team charter, get 100. Those who are not there get a 0. But if you reach out and you contribute and you become a part of the team and you show me that you can keep doing this, resubmit your team charter with the members who have not contributed before, everybody gets 100 and you guys get to keep your group. If not, I'm going to take those people who are not contributing, who have not reached out to their teammates, and they get to be in a separate group. And if that's how you guys behave in your teams, I cannot imagine how you would do in a new team, right? So I was reading through your discussion post on your experiences with your teams, and overwhelmingly, the major thing you guys said was communication was the key to a good team project, to a successful team project. If you're not communicating, if and communicating doesn't just mean you reaching out. If people are reaching out to you and you're not replying back, that's also a lack of communication. You need to be communicating. You need to be worried, why is my contribution not on the team charter? What am I supposed to do? You should be watching out. If our team charter has been submitted, has my contribution is my contribution on there? There are a lot of things you guys need to be proactively doing. That's why when I assigned you team charter, I told you this is the test of your communication skills. Now, especially in the times we are in, we are not only an online class, I am forced to now make all my classes online. So even my on-campus face-to-face classes are going to be online. And if my students are not proactive, if they are not doing the assignments they need to do, they are going to suffer. And I don't want that happening to you guys, because you're already in the flow of things. You already know how online classes work. You already are aware of deadlines. So if you're not doing these things, it is not a good thing. So make sure you reach out to your teammates, find out, you all know who your teammates are. I sent each team a separate email, so you know who your teammates are. Find that email and reach out to them. Say, hey, I'm sorry, I was not communicating for the last 2 weeks. I'm here, I want to contribute, I want to be a part of this team. Contribute to the team charter. It is not a very difficult document. Contribute to the team charter, contribute to the rest of the thing, right? So that's two things out of the way. Now to the assignments that you have for this week. So you have 2 discussion posts. The first one, it says do investigating project management software, but this is your final assignment, right? Don't worry about all the instructions that are on this assignment. This is what eventually you will submit. For this assignment that is opened up for this week, all you're doing is brainstorming in your particular own teams. So you're brainstorming how to go about this project. How do you want to test the softwares that you're given? So you are given a choice of 3 softwares to test, right? You have Dropbox, Asana, and Slack. So basically read through the whole project. Think about what questions you have. What do you think you're supposed to do here? How do you want to go about it? And basically what you're doing is testing these 3 softwares and writing a report on the, you're looking at these 3 softwares, you are narrowing those 3 to 2 softwares that you will test. So you will be testing 2 softwares, right? So how are you going to do it? What are your thoughts on these softwares? Have you used Dropbox before? Have you used Slack or Asana? Or how do you want to go about it? What kind of primary research you want to do? If you have any questions about this project and what is required of you, all of those things. So this is just a brainstorming exercise. You're not asked to give the report right now in this project, right? You're just given what the project is about. So all these parts you will do eventually. It's 2 weeks from now, not right now, 2 weeks from now. But you have an idea, you have instructions, detailed instructions on how this project is supposed to be written down, right? It's an IMRD report. So you know what all you have to do eventually when you submit this project. But for this particular assignment, all you're doing is brainstorming in your own groups. So it could be a free for all ideas. This is what I think this project will be like. This is how it should go. This is how we should tackle it. If maybe you're unclear about some instructions, you can ask me those too. Or you can ask your teammates and see if they have a better idea. right? So that's all you're doing in this project. You are brainstorming. You are not writing the report. You're not doing the testing initially. You are just writing the report. Okay. Now the second one. So the second one. So this first one, that's due on Friday. So you have plenty of time. So even if by Wednesday you get the team members who are missing, they contribute and they want to be part of the team, they still have another 2 days to contribute to that project. So you have plenty of time to have most of your teammates contribute to this. Okay. Now the second assignment that you have is conducting software testing. So by the end of your brainstorming sessions, you should come up with the 2 softwares that you guys want to test, right? Those 2 softwares could be anything from those 3 you have: Dropbox, Asana, and Slack. You could say for example, you chose 2, Slack and Asana, right? For whatever reason you did. Your first assignment, that discussion post, gives you 3 guidelines for 3 criteria for testing those softwares. And I'll give you an example. I'll post an example of what kind of assignments you can put in. I'll give you an example of the final report that's there. I'll put it up there of some of my students, what they have done, so you guys have an idea, right? So once you've done part 1, by the end of your brainstorming session, you should have a pretty good idea which 2 softwares out of the 3 you guys want to test, right? So if you look at that first assignment, it tells you in part 2 what are the 3 criteria you should be looking at when it comes to testing these projects. So planning the project and creating a schedule. So whichever software you have, you should be able to plan a project and create a schedule in that software, right? In those 2 softwares. So what you could do is come up with a scenario, and you can have all the members test in their individual homes, how long it takes them to do it, how easy it is to do it, or any other criteria you have. And you can do those individually, and then just write those results down and upload them in the second assignment, right? The second criteria is managing changes. So suppose somebody's already created a schedule, how easy it is to manage changes, or somebody has uploaded a document, how easy it is to make changes to that document. The third one is communicating project information. Again, we need this document proofreaded by 12 o'clock midnight on Thursday because it's due on Friday, or whatever it is you have, right? So come up with your own scenarios for these 3 things that you will test. So you know what scenarios you need: planning the project, creating a schedule, managing changes, communicating project information. These are the three criteria you have. Your scenario is your team scenario that you come up with. So maybe that's another thing you guys could brainstorm, and then have a guideline to go forward to test those softwares. The second assignment about testing the software, I have put the deadline for Sunday, but I think I'm going to extend that a little bit because I have a feeling you guys will have questions about it. So I might extend it to next Wednesday, so you have plenty of time to test, right? But I know none of you are going to campus. If you are going to campus on school, I know none of you are doing that because campus is closed. There are no on-campus classes. Some of you might be working, and I understand that, but I'm giving you way more time than my other classes have got before, right? Again, I have in the past urged you to meet in person because it's a team project and it helps to be all present at the same time and communicate. I realize this is not possible anymore. You guys cannot meet, and I urge you not to meet, right? Do not meet in person. However, schedule a time when you can all do a Skype chat or a Zoom chat or any other things, maybe a video chat, whatever it is you guys can do, and figure out how to go about these projects, right? Always send me an email if you have any questions, and I'll answer those definitely. Another thing, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll answer back. About your team charter, last thing I want to say, some of you had reached out to me for some reasons, and I have communicated back to you. I have suggested some people to take over the duties of leadership because I felt they were more capable than whoever had volunteered to be the leader. And this is based not only on how they have communicated with me, but also based on how they have always responded to the assignments earlier in the semester, right? They were well informed, they have read the instructions carefully, they were diligent, and they were always on time. So I have suggested to some people to take on duties of leadership instead of delegating it to somebody else. I would urge you strongly to look over your team members' roles depending on how they communicated in the past and make those changes if possible, right? I think that's about it I have for you guys for now. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But remember, this week's assignment, especially the first one, is just brainstorming, right? So at the end of this brainstorming session, you should have maybe try to focus and narrow down out of the three which two softwares you want to test, and maybe talk about which scenarios, how to frame those scenarios. You can come up with your own scenarios. They don't have to be real life scenarios, they just need to be some specific scenarios. So if you decide to say in planning one, say planning and scheduling, let's all plan to meet in person at Starbucks on Golden Triangle by 3:30 on a Monday evening, right, or Monday afternoon. You don't have to really meet there. It's just a scenario you guys are exploring, right? So you should be able to make those changes in your software that you have shortlisted, and you should be able to record how much time it took you, or how easy was it to do, how easy was it to find it, how easy was it to make it. So stuff like that. I hope this is not stressing you out, the scenarios, this whole project. This is a very small project. Your employment outlook report is a longer project. So if you guys can get through this, you should have no problems getting through the next project, right? You have 3 weeks to do this, so you have plenty of time. But I would urge you, because we have a lot of time now, we are kind of quarantined in our own homes, to get on it as soon as possible, because the faster you try to attempt it, the faster I'm able to solve any questions or problems you might encounter, right? So don't wait till the last day. Like some of you waited till the last day team charter was due to let me know your teammates are not responding. What are you supposed to do? Should you just submit whatever you have and stuff like that? And you can't do that. You need to communicate to me at least 3 days, 2 days prior, because you know by then it's been like, it's 48 hours are left for you to submit your team charter. And if 4 out of your 6 team members of your team have not responded, that's a big problem, and you need to let me know that, right? So don't wait till the last minute. Go through the instructions, start brainstorming, and see, there's no idea is bad or good. All ideas are awesome. So just go ahead and start brainstorming for that first assignment that's due on Friday, and see what you come up with. Again, those of you who did not contribute to the team charter, this is your last chance to reach out to your teammates and see if you can contribute, right? Again, your teammates might say, I don't want you, we don't want you, because you didn't respond to like 10 of our emails, and we don't know you could be a good fit for us. But I urge those teammates who submitted the team charter and who did a good job submitting that, to kind of give your other teammates a second chance, right? There could be different circumstances for which they would not have been able to respond. So I just urge you to give them a second chance. They have till Wednesday to respond to you and contribute to the team charter, and then you can resubmit it, okay? But if they don't, let me know, and I will take them out of your team, all right? I hope you guys all have a safe time staying home. I know it's frustrating. I have a 14-year-old and he's constantly just watching TV and vegging out because he doesn't know what else to do. I'm kind of running around today trying to make sure we have enough milk and eggs and bread in the house, so if we have to stay in here for 2 months or a month or whatever, right? So I understand everybody's busy right now, but try to take care, try to be safe, try not to go into crowded areas, go out only if it's needed. Okay, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope this is enough information for the week, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, bye bye.